Okay, today I am going to give you a lesson on area. What is happening tomorrow, by the way? Very important. Tomorrow you're taking a common assessment test. So the biggest thing you got to do tonight is not just do my homework to get ready for what's coming up next, the next chapter on area. However, you got to look at your multiple choice questions preparation for your common assessment test. Cool. Today we're going to talk about area, and I know that I've already done this, but I am going to introduce the next phase. And so let's see how smart you guys are. What is area? Oh, that is a formula. You can answer that question when I ask it. What is area?
The measure of the figure.
The what of the figure?
The measure.
The measure of the figure. Okay, then perhaps maybe I should start here.
The measure around the figure.
Ah, this is the measurement around the figure, which I will define this way. The perimeter is the distance, which is better than just measure, the distance around a figure. Now, could a figure be round?
Yes.
Is it still called perimeter?
No.
No, I haven't touched this yet. What is it called when it is round?
Circumference.
It's called circumference. Okay, that's going to happen about next Tuesday, okay? Next week, that's circumference. So make sure that when we say this figure, it really must be a what? What's a better word than figure? It could be a quadrilateral. It could be a triangle. It could be a pentagon. It could be a whole lot of things. What's the best word that encompasses all of those things?
Quadrilateral.
Quadrilateral is one of them. That takes care of the rectangle, the square, the kite, the rhombus, but all figures. Ah, somebody said it. Who was it?
Lamb.
Oh, all right, lambs. Polygon. That is a better word. Because if you say figure, well, a circle is a figure. But perimeter wouldn't take care of a circle. All right. So now that we understand what perimeter is, that's around the room. What is area?
Inside.
Square units.
The units. And what type of units?
Square.
Oh, beautiful. The amount of square units in a figure. Now, let me go back to this question. Is it okay for me to use figure here? When we talk about a circle, is the inside still called area?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Good job. It is. Okay, so there I am going to use the word figure because when we find area, that'll be next week, we will find the area of a circle. Now, we've done some of this before. Here's where I want to take you today. Volume. Hey, there he is. He woke up. Go leave it in my desk there and go ahead and have a seat. And is there a seat? That's what you get. You lost your seat. There's a chair back there. You see it, Alex? Yeah. Hey, welcome. Sleepyhead. Volume. What is volume?
Oh, I know this.
You've heard this before.
Isn't that the third dimension?
Ooh. That sounds like the Twilight Zone. It is. It's in the third dimension. You're traveling to another dimension. You ever see the Twilight Zone?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys got to see those shows. They're great. They take you like past and okay. Anyway, they're great shows. And the Twilight Zone talked about traveling through dimensions. There are 4 dimensions in life. The first dimension is when you get a ruler and you measure something one way, a length or a width or a distance or a height or a base. That's the first dimension. And then you go to 2 dimensions when you got a length and a width and you multiply them and you end up with what we call area. When you go into the 3rd dimension, you go into volume. So this guy here is the amount of what type of units this time? If we're in the 3rd dimension, well, square was for area. Cubic. Cubed, that's right. Cubic units in a figure? No. I'm going to use the word solid. So notice how I was very careful here. Area for figure, yes. Here, figure is not a correct word. Make sure we use polygon. And here, volume for a solid. What is a solid?
A hole.
It has what? Is it one? What does it mean to be a solid? Is this guy solid? Yeah, it's solid. This is actually a prism, a rectangular prism. See, this is solid. When it has 3 dimensions, a length, a width, and a height, we are now in the 3rd dimension. This is volume. So what better way than to show you this way? And I say this for 1 lesson a year, and today is the lesson. Because today we're moving from here, from the 2nd dimension into the 1st. But let's into the 3rd. The 1st dimension is when we measure the length of this particular board. In the 2nd dimension, we measure area. However, we do need units. And typically, we like to use units like inches and what else? What other units can we use? Pounds?
Centimeter.
Oh, centimeters, okay. What else? Meters? Yeah, if they're big. And if it's even bigger, what do we use? Feet, yards. How about for freeways? Miles. How about doctors when they're looking at little cells?
Kilometers.
Oh my God, cells that are kilometers big? Those are mighty big cells. I said doctors. Millimeters and centimeters. All right. Today I'm going to use an edible unit. This edible unit is called a starburst. So watch out how you answer the questions, okay? First of all, I want to travel in the 1st dimension, and I just want to measure the length of this. So we're going to count. Go ahead and help me out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is the length, dimension 1, of this particular shape? 6. Is it units? No, starbursts. That's our unit of the day. Okay. Now I want to find the area. There are 2 ways that I can find the area. I can take the time to fill it all in and then count them. And then what would be my area and what units? Starbursts squared. However, we're smart. There's another way. I don't have to count all of this stuff.
Just stack them up.
Stack them up. Do the height. Oh, that's a better idea, because if you stack them up, you're going into the 3rd dimension, which is this guy over here. So let's see what my width would be. How much is my width, dimension 1? 5 starbursts. Okay, so if I have 6 starbursts length, 5 starbursts width, without having to fill it in, how many starbursts would I have? 30 starbursts squared. Okay, that's as far as we've been, area. But like I said, today I got to transfer 1 more place. I am going to find the length, I'm going to find my width, and then I'm going to find my height. Can you that are closer tell me how high that is? Can you count those? 6 levels. So if the first level took 30, and the second level took 30 again, what would be my volume of this particular prism, this box here? 30, 180. She's going to pull out her calculator. That's good, because you'll need it anyway. 180 what? Starburst cubed. This time it's cubed because we're talking about volume. So 180. That would be a whole lot of starburst. So I don't want to open them up. However, I will allow you to eat starburst later on when it's time for you to do some practice, okay? And there are, what are these colors? Fruity Chewies and original. I'm an original kind of a guy. So, volume is cubic units, area is square units, and perimeter is just units. In this case, they were all starburst. So now let me give you some different ideas, and then you tell me, concepts, you tell me if it's area or if it's volume or if it's perimeter. Let's say you are going to paint a wall in your bedroom. Perimeter, area, or volume? Paint the whole wall.
Just the wall.
Just the wall. Area. Okay. Let's say you're going to carpet your bedroom. Area. It's the whole on it. Okay. Let's say you are going to put, after you carpet it, you're going to put all this molding around. It's perimeter. Okay. And all of these people who do the carpeting and do all the painting, they actually have to calculate all of this. They have to find areas. So they bring the little rulers, and then they measuring tapes, and they measure, and they measure, and they measure, and that way they know how many square feet, Okay? And then they go over to Home Depot and they say, I gotta paint 400 square feet of paint. And then you read the gallon, and the gallon itself will tell you how much it'll cover. Of course, it also depends on how many coats you're gonna give it. Let's say I was gonna fill in my room with ping pongs.
Volume.
Open up a window and throw a whole bunch of ping pongs in here. Now we're talking about a solid, because my room is solid, right? That's volume.
Yeah.
Let's say, and this is really dumb, I've heard it in movies, a prisoner gets away, and then some guy gets on the loudspeaker and he says, search the perimeter! What is he saying? It really shouldn't be perimeter, should it? If you were to escape prison, would you stay by the wall right there? That's dumb. It's search the perimeter. That's what they say. Call the perimeter, make sure you find that guy. Well, you can't search the perimeter. The guy's probably fled somewhere. So he's not going to be by the walls of the prison. It's search the area. But I've heard it on some of the movies. Oh, search. Have you ever heard that? Yeah. Okay. I bought the movie Spaceballs for my kids the other days, and they're combing the perimeter. They're combing the desert. It's a funny movie. You gotta see it. It's a hilarious movie. Okay, it's before your time. Okay, fine. What if I wanted to fill this empty cup here with water? Volume. Okay. And how do we measure water in volume?
Liters.
Meters?
Liters.
Oh, liters. Okay, liters, yes. You could also measure it in inches, in feet. Water in meters. You could. It's just you have to say inches or feet what?
Squared.
Squared? Is that volume?
Cube.
Oh, it's cubed. So let's put some water in there. Oh, that water. Oh gosh, that was too much water. I can't drink it.
Pour it back.
Should I pour it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, where'd it go?
It's in the sponge.
Is the sponge there?
Yeah.
Oh, you can see my sponge. How could a sponge take all the water?
Really dry.
It's really dry. No water? Where'd the volume go? That's the sponge? There's no sponge, is it? It's the water. It just doesn't want to fall. And you thought Moses was the greatest for opening the sea. This is volume, okay? Yeah, it doesn't go away. It doesn't even fall. Look.
No, that's bad.
What happened to my water? I don't know. It just happened. Wax. Touch it. Touch it. I don't know. It won't even fall. Toilet paper, why did it stay? Look. Don't you know that we as teachers, before we become teachers, we have to go to magic school? Don't we do all kinds of magic with you guys? By the time we get done at the end of the year, you're so knowledgeable, you think it just happens? It's called magic. All right, that was my magic trick of the day. We also have to go to like humor school so we can be funny, because if anything we've learned in the last few years is that students learn because they're entertained. And if we don't entertain you, you guys don't pay attention. That sounds so unfortunate. However, so we have to. What'd you say about dropping out? He shows up once a week and then he wants to drop out. I don't know. Okay. What is this guy called? A square. And show me your brilliance. What's the area of a square? If the side is called side. Beautiful. Then we get a little bit longer and we call this guy a what?
Rectangle.
A rectangle. We have a length and a width, and so what is the area of a rectangle? The length times the width. Okay, then we twist this guy around a little bit, so it's still a rectangle, but we sort of push it in one corner. So now we have a base and we have a height here, and what's this guy called? Oh, what is this guy called? You're ahead of me.
Rhombus.
Oh, you're ahead of me again. What is this guy called?
Parallelogram.
Parallelogram, you got to listen to the question. This is called a parallelogram. And what is its area? Base times height still. Okay? It's the same area as this guy. We just pushed it off. It doesn't matter. It's still the area, base times height. And then we get to a weird looking one that is called a what?
Rhombus.
A rhombus. Has all equal sides. And this particular rhombus has two diagonals, a long diagonal and a short diagonals. This would be called D1 and this one we would call D2. And what is its area?
D1.
1/2. You remember, huh? 1/2
D1.
D1 and D2. There's another type of a rhombus that we call a what?
Kite.
A kite. And it has the same formula. You got two sticks in there, and there's your diagonal 1, there's your diagonal 2. Okay, those are all the four-sided ones. Actually, there's one more, but I really need to show you this guy first. What is this guy?
Triangle.
A triangle. A triangle has a base, and it also has a height. And what is its area?
1/2.
Area is equal to 1/2 the base times the height, and the reason for that is because if we were to get base and height here and cut it down the middle, we would have base and your height, and you have two of them, that's why it's half. Okay, now we get this triangle, and we use the same formula, and we get this four-sided one, which is called a what?
Trapezoid.
A trapezoid. It's the same formula. So even though it looks uglier and longer, remember, it's the same formula. Can anybody remember this one?
Isn't it 1/2 height?
Area is equal to, I told you it was the same formula, 1/2 height.
Isn't it base 1?
Yeah, but instead of one base, I told you it was the same formula. How many bases are there?
2.
There's 2. So it's base 1
Plus.
plus base 2. That's because you have your height down the middle, your base 1 and your base 2. Okay, this is where we have been. Now, we're going to move on into circles beginning next week, and then volume comes along. So let's practice. And then you guys get to practice on your own. There is a... Oh, can't move. Fine, I'll move this way. There is a parallelogram there for you. And I need to hide those answers because you guys can be like very tricky. It says, what is the perimeter of this parallelogram? Can you all see it? 5, 3, 6. What is the perimeter?
Oh, I know this. It's
38.
36.
36?
Yeah.
38?
36.
36. 28. 28. 36.
6.
Let's check it out. Perimeter, am I going to add it, multiply it, do what with them?
It's
You add the bottoms. Okay, how much is this whole bottom here? 9. So that's 9, that's 9. How much is this guy? 5. So this is 5. So that's how much? 28. 28 what? Ah, come on. Centimeters. Is it squared? No, it's perimeter. We went through that. It's one dimension. So it's 28 centimeters. Okay, here's a really ugly looking tough one down here. Let me bring it up a little bit. A little bit more challenging. I want the area of the shaded region only.
oh, that'll be
Let's strategize.
15.
Okay, we got an answer of 15. 15, 15? That's cool. Okay, let's strategize with figures before we strategize with area. There are two shapes in here. Do you see both of them? And I have to subtract one from the other, or I could just figure out what it is by just looking at it. There's a couple of ways you can do it. How did you do it, Bruce?
I got the height. which
Oh,
is
you got
5.
the height. You went straight for the
Yeah.
shaded area.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the height?
And then I figured it's 5.
5. And what is the base?
6.
6. And what's the formula for a triangle?
1/2 base time.
1/2 base times height, which would give me 1/2 5 times 6. 1/2 the base times the height. The base we said was 6 because that is 6. And the height, even though it's not in the middle, it's on the side. That would be half of 30. So what is the area? Watch out for the units. 15 inches squared. Okay, we're on our way. Now we're going to get it progressively a little bit more challenging. So let me find something. Oh, not too inside. Oh, let's see. Here's a tricky one. All righty. This one right here. I'll read it to you. It says that each of these box 6 square pictures has an area of 49. What is the perimeter of the large rectangle? Let me give you 30 seconds. What's the perimeter, what is the area of that red square?
49.
49. So therefore, how much is each side?
7.
7. Okay. So if all of these are 7, 7, 7, 7, and everything then becomes 7, now give me the answer. What's the perimeter of the big rectangle? What is it?
70.
Is it 70?
70.
14 times.
28. 14 times.
42? 28? 70?
70.
Sorry to say, but a couple of you are wrong.
28 times 14.
70?
Yeah, I said it's 17.
Say it 70. All right, let's count here. How much is this? 7, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 little pieces that each of them is 7. So what's the perimeter? 70. 70 what?
Inches.
Inches squared?
No, inches.
It's inches because we're talking about perimeter. That was too easy. Let's see. We haven't done a triangle yet. We did. We did a triangle. All right, so let me find something more challenging for you guys. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Let's check this one out, huh? This one, because we haven't done circles yet. But this is where you're headed. See that? It's some guy with binoculars looking at you over there. I want the area of only the shaded region.
Okay.
Take a look at it. Strategize. You don't get it? You don't get a starburst?
I do. 12.
Of both of them?
Oh,
I
it's
want both of them,
It's
uh-huh.
24.
24?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
24?
Sí.
See?
Unit squared.
Oh, you added unit squared there. That's right, it would be unit squared because they didn't give us units this time. 24. I'm waiting for Monique. 24? Yeah? William? Yeah? Yeah, he said. All right, how do we get 24?
Well, you see,
Subtract
There's
6.
2.
Each side equals 8, you subtract.
6.
So therefore this is 2. Okay, the other way around. This is all 8, subtract.
2.
So this is also 2, so basically, and how much is this, by the way?
6.
6. So the area of that rectangle is a 2 by 6,
Which is 12.
which is 12. The area of the rectangle? 12. 24. Darn it, that was still too simple. I gotta find something to stump you. All right, cool. All right, here's my last one. Then I'm done. Then it's your turn to work. What is the area of the figure that is not shaded? Not shaded.
Oh, that's not all.
Ah, see that? And then when you see this in your quizzes in the future, don't go for the shaded right away. You gotta always read the directions.
Is it 72?
Is it 72? Well, that's an answer. I don't know. What do you think? I do my homework ahead of time? 75. Oh, 25. Oh, 35. Okay, darling, you know I'm going to pick on you this time. You better be ready to tell me why. There are several ways of doing this, so who's ready to tell me how they did theirs?
69.
Oh,
69.
Yeah. I got it.
Ooh, that's you too. All right, I already picked on you. I picked on Bruce.
Don't pick on me again.
All right, Abel's going to show us one way, and there's probably a different way. Tell me.
What I did, it says it's missing 5 on the top, so I just.
It's missing 5 from the top. And how do you know it's missing 5 from the top?
Yeah.
Because it's 14.
It's got to be 14.
down.
That's why I did that question before I did this one. This is 5, and so yes, it's 14. So go on from
Then
there.
I multiply the other number on the bottom. And then
Which number?
5, the 3.
5 to 3?
Yeah.
So what's the area of the little shaded little piece here?
15.
3 by 5? Yeah, this is 15. But I wasn't looking for the shaded region.
I know.
I know, tell me what.
Then you can multiply the other number, 6, I think it is. I don't know.
You want me to multiply 6 times 14?
Yeah,
And
and
what
then
did you get when you multiply 6 by 14?
I have no idea.
84.
84? All right, so if you got 84,
Let's try the 15.
you're going to take away the little shaded one because we don't want it. So minus 15, and that gave you a total of
69.
69.
See, you were wrong.
69 what?
Unit squared.
Bad number. Okay, I'm done. Does anybody not have the review worksheet for what we've been doing? Because you was absent.
I got mine.
You got it. You didn't lose it this time. That's cool. And even I thought you said you were gonna put your clock ahead 1 hour so you could wake up. I gotta buy you a clock, man. One that works.
My clock. It should be up. I'm telling you.
You gotta do something different. Okay, find a partner. Do math. We've only got about 10 minutes anyway. Go ahead and start on your worksheet. I'll come around and help you out. And I'll also give you your trick. Okay, I know that's what you're looking for. But remember, this is my home, so you better not drop anything on the floor. I live here. Seriously. I know I need a bathroom and stuff around here, but this is where I spend most of my awake time in my life. You realize by the time I get done with your children, I'm gonna be here for 30 years? Oh, God. Okay, for those of you that get to be in the front, you get to pick your own color. I'm sorry if you're in the back. You get the leftover. But you can always trade.
Oh, that's why.
¿Qué traes tú?
No.
Nada.
No. ¿Estás haciendo mi trabajo?
Ah, sí me gusta. Pensé que estaba haciendo chisme.
Pues eso también.
A ver, pues cuéntame a mí. ¿Acabo qué? ¿No?
Ya se acabó el chisme.
No, yo quiero saber el chisme. Ustedes no me cuentan nada. You working? Make sure Darlene and Maribel get to work.
And this tree, isn't there like an outlet?
No, there's no explosion.
Isn't there like, aren't we like trying to save energy?
Yeah, we are. But we need it, you know, when we need something, because we got to show how bright you guys are, we just do it. Your hair looks good today. Then I'll get to work. Come on, Ulysses, that's not my work. There you go, that's the one I want to see.